DNA, short for deoxyribonucleic acid, which is a biological molecule that codes for genetic instructions. It has a double helix shape. A gene. Gene codes for a protein or some other function in the genome. Humans have 23,000 protein-coding genes, which is only 3% of the genome. This is typical for mammals. A nucleotide, a subunit of DNA. It contains nitrogenous bases abbreviated by the letters A, T, C, and G, standing for adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Base pair, abbreviated BP, the building block of DNA's double helix structure. It is formed by double bonds generated between the nucleotide's nitrogenous bases. The length of genomes are often calculated by the number of base pairs they contain. A human genome contains approximately 3.5 billion base pairs of DNA in length. Human genomes are no more complex than most mammals. The human genome is a typical size genome for a mammal. Among animals, there are much larger and much smaller genome sizes. In fact, the marbled lungfish has a genome that's 37 times larger than humans, while the fruit fly has a genome that is 30 times smaller. A locus, a location in the genome, and it may refer to something larger than genes or something as small as a single nucleotide site. A prokaryote, a group of organisms that do not have a nucleus inside their cells. Bacteria are often the most well-recognized prokaryote. Eukaryote, a group of organisms that do have a nucleus inside the typical cell. Eukaryotes include animals, fungi, plants, and protozoa. Nuclear DNA, the DNA found inside the nucleus of a eukaryote. Mitochondrial DNA, the DNA found inside the mitochondria of a eukaryote. In many animals, including humans, mitochondria can only be passed down by the mother to both sons and daughters. For example, my mitochondria and my sister's mitochondria came from our mother, but I did not pass down my mitochondria to my son. He received his mitochondria from his mother, and so on. The central dogma of molecular biology. DNA gets transcribed into a similar molecule called RNA, which is then translated into proteins. Proteins and RNA serve many functions inside the cell. Chromosomes, DNA that is bundled into a cell by proteins. Chromosomes are found in the eukaryotic cell nucleus. Autosomes, a type of chromosome. In most animals, there are 2 copies of each of these chromosomes, one from the mother and one from the father. Sex chromosomes, chromosomes involved in the sex determination among other functions. Each person typically has 2 sex chromosomes. One of the sex chromosomes is inherited from the mother, the other, the father. Women typically have 2 sex chromosomes called X, so women can only pass down X chromosomes. Men typically have 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosome. The Y chromosome codes for maleness and has a roughly 50% chance of being passed down.